Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live, and good morning to Deja Brown. How's it going?
Good morning. It's going good.
Very excited to be joined by you today, and we're excited to hop into everything that we're working on today. For people that are just joining and meeting you for the first time, do you want to give yourself a quick introduction as an artist?
Yeah, my name is Deja Brown. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer. I also go by Deja Doodles on Instagram. A lot of my work is a whole bunch of colors and just bold and all over the place. It's super fun.
And how long have you been doing that?
Professionally, I would say
Or
about
just like once
six
you
to
get
eight.
into it, you know?
Yeah, I would say about 6 to 8 years at this point of like doing it and making income off of it.
Oh, amazing. Um,
Mhm.
cool. Well, we're very excited to have you. And then what are we working on today?
So today I am going to be walking through some postcards that I'm designing for Black History Month. So I've made some assets in AI or Illustrator that I'm going to take over to Adobe Express and then flesh out from there.
Fantastic. Yeah, and it's always so funny. I've run into that too. It's like
Mhm.
for the longest time it was AI on the bottom for the Adobe Illustrator kind of like I don't know, abbreviation, and then now it's like, "Oh wait, no, I have to clarify what I'm talking about."
Yeah, like I'm not that kind of artist, I promise.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share your screen if that works with you. And then
Perfect.
we can hop into some stuff.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So right now we're looking at a bunch of really beautiful illustrations. We've got a bunch of flowers. We've got really cool color palettes. We got some really groovy text. We got lots of different artboards. What are we looking at?
So I created a whole bunch of different elements and shapes that I kind of wanted to drag into Express and just lay out in different ways. So these are a whole bunch of different flowers I was going to change the colorway to and just kind of explore a little bit more with the brush tool to make some more like funky shapes that I can plug into there as well.
Awesome. And we also have a bunch of people in the chat saying hello. So this is a live stream, but if you're watching the replay, we've got plenty of interesting stuff for you as well. Just want to say a quick hello to DB Broncos, Emily, Annika, Jacob, Patrick, Sean. Thank you guys all for being here. If you have questions, comments, compliments, any of the things above, if you just want to, ask how the day's going, we'd love to hear from you. Emily's saying she already thinks the palette is beautiful. And
Yay.
DB Broncos is saying, what up? So, what up? Indeed, we are really excited to be here for the next hour or so, and we've got a lot planned. So, excited to have you guys along for the ride. Alex is also joining us, and she is up next right after this. So, good to see that you're here a little in advance, and we'll be streaming with her directly after this, right on the Adobe Live YouTube. Um, so it looks like you are working with some of a like a brush kind of to start with, doing little kind of swirlies and stuff. Are you working with a mouse or are you working with a stylus?
I'm working with the mouse right now. I cannot figure out how to get any of my tablets connected to my computer, so I've just kind of been using my mouse for the time being.
No way. You're like, I am
Yeah.
just powering through it and then we'll get
Yes,
there. Um,
truly.
I know that Jacob is a trackpad warrior, and so at least you're not doing that right now, you know. So there's at least you got the mouse on your hands.
Yeah. I'm like, I
Um,
had one of those Wacom tablets, but the connection just wasn't working for it. So I've just kind of given up and I'm like, I'll just use the next best thing, which is this. So
Also, I want to call out your really cute earrings, just because I feel like they are on brand with what we're working on. I appreciate it for you dressing for the occasion. Like, you also have the flowers on your sweater that also kind of go
mhm.
along with the really cool illustrations that you have. So
Yes.
everyone, make sure you give Deja some props for that. Uh,
Like,
Annika
yeah,
saying,
I
please, trackpad is best, which, whatever, she can keep it to herself. She's good.
I'm like, I'm very big on dressing, not only for the occasion, but I just like things to match, especially
Hmm.
with the accessories. I'm like, I dress very plain, but then the accessories is where I really bring things out.
Yeah, no, I think it adds to the experience tenfold. So glad to have it here. Also,
Yes.
as you're kind of starting to get into things, I just want to let everyone know that you can find Deja's. Instagram, all at Deja Doodles Art, and we'll be pulling that up in just a little bit. I don't want to sidetrack her too much as we're hopping into stuff, but some really beautiful illustrations. The through line always being really cool colors and energy. And I don't know, I'm really excited to talk about your stuff and be able to see a little bit behind it. Also, Emily's saying, "LOL, earring cam." Yeah, I know. I made it bigger for you guys to see. It was important. Um, but yeah, so it looks like you're using the brush tool right now. And
Mhm.
what's first on our docket? What are we working on?
So I think I'm making some extra shapes that I kind of want to just plug into Express. That way I can have more variety. And then I
Hmm.
think what's next is I'm going to go in and make some flower stems, some even more, and then kind of change up those color palettes for the flowers and then get into Express and start working through there.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Mhm.
excited to check that out. Um, I'm also seeing in the chat that Walkira is saying that Deja is rocking it. So good to have you here,
Thank
Walkira.
you.
Questions and comments, please, by all means, throw them in. Ryan is also here, not just myself, but Ryan Toon. And I know this is for Black History Month, which we are just on the tail end of, but I am
Mhm.
also excited that it is lining up at the same time with the idea that, like, hopefully we're close to spring. So the flowers, and we can, two things can be true here with being able to be just hopefully on the edge of warmer weather because I'm over the snow personally. But
Well, you know what's ironic is I live in Colorado and we have not experienced snow. I think we got like one small snowfall, but we haven't gotten any snow at all.
we're
So,
drowning
like,
here in New
I
York,
cannot.
man.
I know every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I miss the snow, but I know as soon as I get it, I'm like, I hate this. Get me out of
Get
here.
over it. um, and then I know that this is also to that point of being for Black History Month. How is this kind of like personifying and celebrating Black culture?
hmm
With is it mostly the colors? Is it the content? Um, how does this
I
kind
think
of call back to that?
Yeah, definitely the colors. I used a lot of like these bolder shapes are a lot are very expressive and um that was kind of like where my call out was going to be with the colors and then just how the pieces would interact with each other. And then I found this really funky font through Adobe stock that I absolutely loved. So I was
Yeah.
gonna I feel like these are just very bold with personality. So I was just gonna go in and plug those into Express and kind of play around with some typing and some words I wanted to say.
Yeah, very groovy. They feel very
Mhm.
kinetic and feel very lively.
Mhm.
Which, like, it's always hard when you're ever doing those blob ones to then make each one feel unique. And
Yeah.
it's cool to see, the R. I mean, I'm always gravitated towards the R because this is what my name starts with. But,
Mhm.
just like kind of like the leg forward feels very like hello.
Yes.
um,
So
Emily says, "Wait, what is the font name? She needs it." But you said it's from stock, so I believe it's just probably vectors, right?
it was, yeah, it's vectors. I can figure out how I can like leave a link to where I found it. It was really cute. So
Okay,
yeah, I imported it as an Illustrator file and then it kind of just showed up like this. So
fantastic.
hmm
And normally when
And
you're
so
approaching a project like so, I'm loving how you're having the colors off to the side here in a vertical, and then you're exploring each element as like what it would look like within the same color palette. Do you
yeah.
normally find like you nail down the color palette first and then the shapes, or is this something where you created the shapes and then you came back and you applied the colors to everything?
For this one, I created the shapes and then the color palette. But normally with me, since I'm a huge color fan, I always do colors first and then everything else kind of comes with that.
Yeah.
But for this one, I made the shapes and then kind of was like, what would match these the best?
Yeah. The triangles are definitely kind of reading Saved by the Bell for me a little bit. Got that 90s, 80s chic to it.
Mhm.
Um, but then also, I feel like the flowers are giving more like 70s and 60s.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously all of that comes back around to just be the 2020s because that's what we're living in again. So,
Yeah.
uh, but you tend to work on lots of different art boards. How come we have so many art boards here?
Well, I know. I was trying to decide how I wanted to export these. So I was like, do I
Hmm.
want to eventually drag them all onto one thing and then export them as PNGs? But I found out you can actually just copy and paste into Express. So that's probably the way I was going to go. But yeah, all the artboards were there essentially to just like sort out my different elements.
Oh, cool. All right. I just wasn't sure
Yeah.
if there was a magical moment to it. I mean, in that point, it's all about the process and point A to point B. Still was.
Yeah.
But didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No
Um,
worries. I am trying really hard to work on having a cleaner artboard. Because I'm like, I used to have my stuff all over the place, but now I'm like trying to keep it more contained and not all
yeah.
over the place. So,
Emily called me the artboard police. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with additional artboards. I just was trying to see if we knew what was going on with why they were there. I want to learn about people's process and how people work. My process is very messy, so
okay.
um, it's always exciting to learn ways that people are more organized than me. Two Steps Away is joining us from New Jersey. Says sorry they're a bit late. Don't worry, you haven't missed much. Right now, we're just hopping into Deja Brown's artwork. We're celebrating Black History Month. We're looking at the colors of these really cool floral patterns and these groovy letter forms and creating flower stems. We're going to be moving them over to Express at a point. So if you have any questions about anything, please let us know. Two Steps Away is saying that the green letters look amazing, and I'm excited to see them, incorporated into other design elements that we get into. Our good friend Dino has joined us, who is a regular here. So good to see you here, Dino. Good morning. If you have any questions, comments, let us know. Um, and yeah, we've got a lot ahead of us. We're here for the next hour or so. Um,
Yes. So I think, let me see if I can copy and paste how I did. I did it with the letters last night. So I was like, oh, that's great, but it's not working. Oh,
oh
I spoke
no,
too
we're
soon.
good.
There they
We
are,
nailed it.
which is
And if
like
that hadn't
amazing.
worked,
This
there were a
saves
few
so
other
much time.
ways too. So glad to see that
Yeah.
this works though.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think I'm gonna start plugging in some of those things. Um, and see what I can create. I think I'm gonna start with actually just gonna bring all of these in just to
the
save
lightning
time.
bolts.
Yeah.
Now, I know we're creating a heritage inspired postcard design. When's the last time you sent a postcard?
Oh, I always send letters to my friends.
Yeah? I'm going to give you my
Yeah, it's
address.
like, no, I'm so serious. I will absolutely take your address and you will get a letter from me. Um,
Also, can you do my wedding thank you cards? Because I'm about 6 or 7 months out and I still haven't sent them out. So,
like maybe not those. That sounds like a lot of work, but
it's so much work. It's so much, but it's so silly. I don't know. That's for another conversation. But so when you're normally sending postcards, are they ones that you have designed or are they ones that you kind of pick up on your travels?
it depends. If I'm traveling, I especially send them. Like I was in Italy 2 summers ago and I sent all my friends and family a postcard.
Oh, that's really cool.
But then I'm starting to make my own like handwritten like greeting cards I can start sending out. But
Hmm.
yeah, I recently sent some out to some of my friends. So yeah, I think that we should go back to snail mail. I feel like that's like a lost art, truthfully.
For sure. No, it's always really nice when I receive them. I have them all up on my wall over here when people have their travels. They send me things, which means that
Uh-huh.
I should also send back because they're kind of like Christmas cards. If you don't send them back, you don't get them like moving forward. So I need to
Yeah.
invest in my own happiness of receiving them.
Yeah.
I'm seeing DB Broncos is asking how you came up with your color scheme. I know we talked a little bit that it is referential of Black History Month, and I know Black History Month normally it's like red, black, green, and yellow, but I also know we have some blue in here. How did you land on this color scheme?
Um, I think I with traditional Black history, I think it goes like the traditional colors are the reds, the greens, uh, the yellows, and then I kind of wanted to just mute them a little bit. Because I do love those colors. I just thought that this was a little bit more aligned with my like how I would approach color, just a little bit more
Hmm.
muted and a little bit more like bolder and I guess softer. So that's kind of where I came up with that color palette. And then of course I had the black in there because that's non-negotiable. So
Of
yeah,
course.
these were just like an exploration of how I could make those colors a little bit more muted to fit my style.
They just feel so cohesive. Did you end up like adding a color filter on top of all of them to kind of bring them
Mm-mm.
together, or did you just eyeball these?
I just eyeballed them.
You have a talent. This is a very good color palette. And they
Thank
look
you.
so good.
Thank
Also,
you.
two steps away is saying that mailing postcards is seriously underrated. I'll also give you my address two steps away. I mean, you're in Jersey and I'm in Brooklyn, so
I
you could just walk it over if you want, but I'll take it in the mail.
like genuinely like I know it's gonna be crazy, but like DM me your address and I will 100% mail you something. Like that is so I would love that.
I would love to. Would love to. Um, Also, Nate Productions has joined us. Space Within is also saying that you created a beautiful palette. And saying, how did
Thank
you make
you.
this beautiful palette? But yeah, no, see, that's what I'm saying. The fact that you eyeballed this is phenomenal.
Thank you.
And they also feel very unique and specific
Mhm.
to, I don't know, like a new project. Like I can't think of anything on top of my head where I know where these colors are from, but they just feel like they work so well together.
Thank
Um,
you.
and then I like how you're building out each element with the different colors. That way you're able to kind of bring them in. Within Adobe
Mhm.
Express, we have it just as this postcard size vertical composition that then, you have the background color, which looks like we're about to change.
Yes.
And it's just kind of going into more of a gray, um, which will be
I'm
interesting to
thinking
see.
this, of
Ooh.
course, will make the
Ooh.
colors pop.
We're like, we don't care about ink right now. We're like, we've got what we've got, We're pie in the sky, baby. Who needs blank space?
Totally. I'm like, yeah, I try to be a minimalist, but maximalist all the way in every way.
Yes. Maximalism is in. Which actually, as you kind of are pulling those into Express, because we already saw your process of how you're doing that too. And as you continue to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to full screen um, your Instagram here. Although I'm on a different browser actually here, so I'm not logged in, so it's probably going to yell at me. So let me switch to my browser. That way we can actually see your work and it won't yell at me. And also you can be like, look, you really do follow me, which I do. I promise. Like I said, it is Deja Doodles art on Instagram. She's got some beautiful stuff. And all different types of colors. That's obviously something that you're extremely talented with. But it also looks like you do illustration as well with drawing. So
Mhm.
that's really nice to see. Uh,
Yeah,
is there
that's like my
anything in
bread and butter.
particular that you're like most proud of that you recently posted?
I really like, let me go to the Zoom screen so I can see. I really like the butter piece has been popping off. That one
Nice.
everyone is a fan of.
Oh, Kelsey
We
Slay Design
love.
has liked it, and we're a big fan of Kelsey here.
Oh
Um,
yes, Kelsey. Yeah, it's like a
these are
really
beautiful.
big. Every time I go to like an art fair or whatever, people buy it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, everyone is always like, "Whoa, what is it?" So the butter one I'm obsessed with. And then my Y2K phone has been one that it's my personal favorite. I
Mm-hmm.
loved how the colors played with each other
Yeah.
with that one.
It's giving back when you would be over your friend's house and your phone died and they didn't have your charger because everyone had a different phone charger. Scary
Yeah. Or just
times.
like also just like the texting like I have
Oh my gosh.
like
T9
with my
texting.
work I'm very like yeah, like the details are very important to me. So if you like zoom in, there's like a text thread going on there. So I really enjoy that one, but yeah.
You are dumped. My relationship status is single. No, I blocked you on MySpace too. I love it. I see a question from Vision Raja here and saying, can you please explain to me the dimensions and the bleed? So when you're setting up this, did was this kind of
Of
already a pre-made composition in Express, or did you set this up?
Yeah. This was a pre-made. This is a I believe this is a postcard. Or no, sorry, this
Okay,
is a greeting card template that Adobe Express already had. So
great.
I didn't go in and do the bleed or anything crazy like that. But even if I did, I'm not really focusing on the bleed just because I do want some of the shapes to go outside of the card and kind of play around with that.
Yeah, I'm seeing that DB Broncos is also asking, how do you decide what to draw? Just I guess like based off of your Instagram, like
Hmm.
How does inspiration strike?
I don't know. Sometimes it just does. Like right now, I'm working on like a piece. I opened up my fridge because I live at home right now. I opened up my fridge and the fridge is kind of full of food because it's everyone at home. And so that was something that struck me as inspiration. Just,
Hmm.
I think places where there's a lot of storytelling is something that I kind of gravitate towards. Like I'm also starting a laundromat piece. And I'm like, there's so much you can tell about something just from like a laundromat and clothes. So,
Yeah.
um, inspiration strikes at any time. It just depends on what I'm looking at, and I don't know. Like I wish I had a better answer for that one.
No, I think it's perfect. I also am excited to see the laundromat. As someone in Brooklyn, I have plenty of experience with
Mm.
laundromats, both good and bad. There's also even
Yes.
one kind of not far from me that has a bar in the back. So like you go and you do your
Hmm.
laundry, and then you can also go grab a drink in like the back room of it. And
Yeah.
that's always like interesting. It's too far away from me for me to do any of my laundry there, but I have gone there for a drink, which is so funny and weird to like go to a laundromat
Go
to
to a
go hang out with
laundromat.
friends.
It's detergent smelling alcohol.
Yeah. Like, please, I do not want to eat a Tide Pod. Please. No, no, no.
Yeah.
um,
I think that was a big part when I lived in New York. That was like a big like one of the things when I moved, I was like, okay, this is kind of a relief, is not always having to lug my clothes
yep.
throughout the city.
Yep.
That was like something that I was like, okay, I'm happy I can put this in the past, but I do miss the city.
It was a learning curve when I first moved up here when I was, what, like 22 or something like that, 23. And it was like,
Mhm.
yeah, no, you can't just, wear a bathing suit for underwear. You got to go and do your laundry, Ryan.
Yeah. It's always just like 10 times, it's like so much work too.
So
So I
much
was like,
work.
I think I read somewhere that living in New York, your day to day is just like 30% harder. Just because there's always so much that you have to do.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But
That's
it's by
funny.
choice and it's by my own doing, so I don't
Mhm.
have the right to complain about any of it. So
It is so
um
true.
Jacob Paris is saying that they have a laundromat with a sandwich shop where he used to live,
Oh, cool.
which is fun, and also same sort of thing. Like, don't know if that's gross or not. Um, we're seeing that Jacob also likes the idea of walking postcards, and Nate says he's going to hand out postcards to random strangers. Um,
I
and
love that.
yeah, no, that would be fun. I mean, it's kind of like business cards in its own way, but its own right, but more fun and
No, yeah,
I
I
don't know,
think that's a
nicer to
really good
have.
idea.
Um,
Um, so
but
now
cool
I'm
to see
just
this
kind
coming
of plugging
together.
in some of the words. Um, I'm also trying to see how do I want the color palette to interact with the type.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be some kind of a back and forth that I do. Um,
Kind of just like slowly building out the messaging and uh, I don't know, the vision that we have for the piece. How often do you feel how long do you often feel like a piece will generally take you for something that you're like posting on your Instagram?
oh, it depends. Like
Hmm.
my social the post I made yesterday where it was like my monthly recap, that took about an hour to an hour and a half. But an illustration, depending on how much detail I want to put in there, can be 4 hours to like 8 to 10 hours.
Yep, that sounds about
So
right.
yeah. So I'm like, it's genuinely you do it for the love, for
Right.
sure.
And we also know that we're working within the constraints of a live stream, and you had some prepped and stuff, but
Hmm.
also we fully also recognize that we have you in a time crunch here as well. Um, completely unrelated, but there is a fluffy creature behind you, which I'm very excited
Oh,
about. What is your dog's name?
Gunther.
You say
His
Luther?
name is, yeah, Gunther. He's
Gunther.
a
Oh,
Shih
cute.
Tzu. Yeah,
He's
I didn't even realize he was like
very nice
completely
dog.
walking around.
Yeah, no, he's just had a little fluffy butt go by, and I was like, what is that?
He's a little
So
guy.
always have an eye out for that. I know a lot of the chat is always excited about seeing our furry friends on stream, being able to, share and see different stuff. I have a black and white cat that sometimes hops on the screen, for better and for worse, to be honest. But um,
Yeah, I'm like, we love animals over here. No animal. I have a chinchilla, which is
do you really? Oh,
insane.
they're so soft.
They
I
are
love how
so
soft a
I
chinchilla is.
yeah. Well, I didn't realize that they were like they're the softest fur in the world, or like the
Yeah,
softest out of the animals.
that tracks.
Um, yeah, they're so soft, and he's always so mad, but he's the cutest. So I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. Jacob Paris is saying he's a free range dog. Yeah, he does what he wants. It's cute. Also seeing Dinah saying, I want to know the name of that font. The font is actually not a font. It is a handwritten alphabet that is available on Adobe Fonts. And if you guys want, we can actually grab a link to that later. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the Adobe Live Discord. If you guys are not members of the Adobe Live Discord, go ahead and join it. It is a great place to check the schedule, to chat with people offline, get resources from previous streams. You can see here that in the schedule section here, we actually have the schedule for the day. Right after this, we have Alex coming on for creating a destination poster, followed by Jacob and Emily for elevating real estate videos in Firefly Boards and Premiere. Later in the day, then we have making decisions with Jess Goldsmith, and then also Magdiel Lopez is doing adding shadows and textures for on the spot. So we're excited to check those out. That's all here on the Adobe Live YouTube channel. So it should push you off into each of those subsequent episodes. So just make sure you keep it on all day. And we've got a lot. But then also, yeah, if we grab the link to that vector for Illustrator, we're going to go ahead and I'll throw it in the general section at some point, probably after the stream. And then that way, if you guys want to use it in your own projects, you can. We would love to see whatever you guys end up creating with this cool typeface. Or not a typeface. I just called it a typeface. See, I'm messing it up myself. So
Yeah, I was a little confused at first too, but I'm like, it worked, so I'll
no,
take it.
absolutely. And also nice to be able to see you just being able to move it around.
hmm
Uh, through custom. Also, as far as what we're working on making decisions today with Jess Goldsmith, this is the show that is at 12 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. She's going to be creating some custom coloring pages in Adobe Illustrator. So if this stream is a bit of your vibe, that stream will also be a bit of your vibe. So make sure you guys stick around all day, and we're looking forward to checking that out. Two steps away is saying that your layers look amazingly organized, and that they stepped away for a minute and they'll have to watch the replay for what they missed. And yes, of course, always watch that replay. You can access all these videos and previous live streams and different Adobe Live On Demand all through the Adobe Live YouTube. So make sure you guys check out all the content that we have available for you. And so are you going to spell out Black History here?
Yeah, I'm gonna do Black History. I'm just kind of playing. I think these shapes are so wonky. I'm kind of just playing around with how I can get that on there with it looking cohesive. And
Mm-hmm.
then, um, yeah, add some more elements in there and just kind of clean everything up.
No, that's great. Also, since we're looking at some of your work, if you guys go to dejadoodles.com, you can see that her aesthetic and kind of brand continues through everything, which is really nice. You can see that I love how you're working with dark mode a lot. As somebody who stays up late and also has a lot of my system set to dark mode, I love that you're not afraid to use black and dark backgrounds. It's
Yeah.
always really nice to see.
I'm like,
But
at
then
this point, I don't even know what, like, this is though probably one of the only light backgrounds I'll use, but dark backgrounds on everything.
yeah. And yet your playfulness with non-traditional shapes is really nice. When I say non-traditional shapes, I just mean like the ones that you have on your website with kind of like the flower four-sided circle, or like a page
Mm.
break with these humps and these curves. Like it just brings so much personality and life to something that could easily be boring, but you bring a lot
Mhm.
of really fun energy to it.
Thank you.
So make sure you guys check out our work. And if you guys have any questions about our work or anything, if you're pulling anything up while you're going, I love your work, says Ryan Reynolds. This is not a joke.
No, that's not a joke. Yes. I was
So
very
wait, tell me
shocked
more
when I
about
read
that.
that.
What is this?
So he, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of hated in the public eye right now, but A
Is he really?
couple
I have not
years
missed
ago.
that. So if we don't want to touch on it, we don't have to touch on it. I don't know
No,
the story behind
I'm
there.
gonna touch on it. I
Okay.
was like, it's cool, it's cool. But a couple years ago, he has a grant for artists, and it's through the creative. It's called like Creatively. I think
Hmm.
I may be getting it wrong. But he had just started it, and I was the first winner of it. And so,
What? That's
yeah, like
cool.
the
That's
first ever. It was
awesome.
really cool.
I mean, I'm not
So
surprised.
there
Your stuff's awesome, but that's such a cool small world to switch around.
It
Um,
is, it was cool. And then there was just like a personal message where he was like, hey, like really like enjoy your work. It's really cool. So I don't know. I was like, oh wow, this is like a really good sign. So
oh, that's
it's very proud
phenomenal.
of that.
Congratulations. Very cool. Like I said, not surprised in the slightest, just because your stuff is very beautiful. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
no, that's such a cool story and nice brag to have, right?
Yeah. I don't really mention it as much. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that that happened. But like when it is brought up, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a really cool moment.
Yeah. Has anyone in chat ever had a sort of celebrity encounter with any of their work? Or is there anyone that they wish would call out their work? Because I personally have not, but I'm trying to think of who I would want to tell me good job that I would maybe really take. I mean, Pedro Pascal would be nice to have him
Oh
tell me that
gosh,
I did a good job.
I would lose it if that happened. I'd be like, I'm done. I've won. I don't need to
Yeah,
do
right.
anything
I can retire.
else.
um,
So I
two
think,
steps away. It says that's awesome and congrats.
thank you. I don't know if I love the red
Okay.
for this. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm gonna go with a lighter color for the H. Or yeah, the happy part. Just so there can be a little bit of contrast in there.
Yeah. Although I feel like there already is. I mean, I think, yeah, continue to push it.
That's
It's a
true.
great choice. I do think that at the same time, you already have a lot of contrast, which is really nice. But yeah, any sort
That
of
is true.
organization that adds more contrast, I think, is also a successful approach for stuff. Um, Jacob is saying that a famous streamer was wearing one of his shirts, which was crazy. Was that on stream? Did you like tune into the stream, or did somebody message you that they were streaming with your shirt on? Because that would be cool. Also, Jacob, I have some trading cards coming from you. I think they come today, which I'm very excited about. But you guys should check out Jacob Harris, his Etsy. He's the moderator here in YouTube right now. But when he's not moderating for Adobe Live, he's a fantastic illustrator or hosting different Adobe Live shows. He also has really cool merchandise. So make sure you check out his illustrations. Feel free to link to him in the chat if you want to. You're the mod, so I mean, I guess you're the one that would take down spamming. So I guess I give you permission to spam yourself. um, but cool. Yeah, I think changing that to white is a good choice to separate it from the rest of the messaging, which is nice because then
Yeah.
it really adds some attention to both individually. It's kind of funny how that works, where it's like when you give one thing more focus, it then gives the other stuff more focus as well. But
Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to that C. But yeah, I think I'm liking where that's going. And I think now I feel like I'm gonna add a little bit more of my shapes
okay,
just to
which is a great point
see.
to point to actually two steps away. Who's asking, are all the shapes and letters hand drawn and imported? So you worked on creating these shapes before we hopped into
Mhm.
it. Were they ones that you grabbed from stock, or did you build out these shapes yourself?
I built out these shapes, like some are super simple, like the circle, and then some of these I just use Pathfinder to join them, and then
Hmm.
like the pucker and bloat to create the shapes. Same with like these right here, and
Would you
then
mind showing
the
us, if it doesn't put you on the spot too much? Because I
yeah,
can see that you have the flower there, which is the lowest flowers that you have, the white, red, blue, red ones,
right
with
here,
pucker and blow. Can you just show us how you did that?
yeah. So I
And
go in
sorry again for putting you on
here.
the spot. Like, if you don't remember
No,
how you did it, you can take a second to also figure it out.
we will do it together. I think it was like two steps. So I did the circle, and then went to effects, and then I hit. Hold on, let me go back. I went to effects, and then I hit distort and transform, pucker and blow, and then from there, I believe I did this guy, hit OK, duplicated this, and then
So simple, but comes out so
boom.
cool.
Yeah, and then I think the thing that I'm always messing this part up a little bit, but remembering to expand.
Mhm.
That way, if I want to group them together, it doesn't turn into like another weird shape.
Right.
Um, and then yeah, I just dragged a dot, and then where did she go?
And I see that you are a Pathfinder girly. I have also been Pathfinder forward, but the younger kids that I have, I mean, I'm only 33, but the younger designers and illustrators that I have worked with on Adobe Live tend to use the shape builder, Jacob Paris included, and he has taught me to also use shape builder. But I'm still always so fond of my Pathfinder and kind of bringing things together in that way.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I when I learned design, I learned Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign. It was very much like there wasn't like all of this brand new stuff. So like the
Yep.
Pathfinder was standard and all of these other methods are standard. And I'm like, honestly, if it works for me, I'm not gonna like maybe I should, but if
Yeah.
it's not broke, don't fix it, essentially. But I'm sure this would learning how to do all that other stuff would save so much time.
I mean, there's 6 ways to do every single thing in any Adobe
Mhm.
program, and it all comes down to preference and workflow and what works best for you. Um, and it's yeah, I'm right there with you. Well, Kira is
Mhm.
saying that they loved the demonstration on how you built out the flower in Illustrator. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Also, two steps away is saying nice. Um, and Reaper Mike is talking about running into a celebrity at Pizza Hut. Um,
That's
which
amazing.
is
Wait, who?
hilarious. Bobby Knight, an American basketball coach. For who? He was nicknamed the General. He's won 902 NCAA Division One men's basketball games.
Oh wow.
So I don't know who he coached though. Oh, but he's also apparently in movies, or maybe he's just represented in movies. I don't know. I'm derailing. We're fine. We're good. We're good. Back to flowers. We are over halfway through our stream. So we're here for about 17 more minutes or so, 17, 18 more minutes. And right now we're still building out our postcard in Express. We have had some really great shapes and stuff from Illustrator and then bringing them over. Also, thank you to I'm gonna call you Pre because I don't know if preschool. Oh, I see it. Cute. Preschool is saying apparently he coached Indiana, so that is Bobby Knight. Also, Reverb Mike is saying Indiana. My ignorance for sports is showing through. So I just pay attention to the graphics during the sports. I don't pay attention to the sports
Yeah,
themselves. I'm sorry.
it is true.
Did you play any sports in high school?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was varsity in volleyball.
Oh yeah.
And then I
I'm
made it
so
to
bad at volleyball.
nationals. Oh, you do? I love volleyball. I'm
It
like
hurts my
probably not.
wrists. I'm a baby.
That's real. That's
But
okay.
you
I
went to
used to get hair like
nationals.
a nationals for track, actually.
Oh, no way. Okay,
So
so you're fast. Or do you like do like pole vault?
I used to be.
Okay.
I used to be fast, not anymore. I think it was ironic because one of my categories was hurdles, and I'm only 5'2", so I'm like, I don't know how I got into that, but
Yeah.
um,
Was it
yeah.
all standardized heights for the hurdles or do they adjust it for your height? If you're 5'2"?
No, they were all the same height.
Wow, okay.
So
So
yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
you also have jumps to you. You can also fly in the air apparently.
Not anymore. Not
Yeah.
anymore. I'm like, I
Um
think once I decided I wanted to like keep the art thing going, that kind
mhm.
of all went out the window. But
Yeah, no, I was an theater art kid. I was far away from
mm,
sports. Never found a sport that I was particularly good at. So I always like asking people what they did in high school because sometimes, yeah, other times people will be like, yeah, I went to nationals. And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, now I'm just like, doing art. And you're like, okay, right on.
yeah, I
So impressive to
definitely
me.
I thought I was a sports girl, and then I started doing more of like we would have like open mics and like jam after school jam sessions, and I
Hmm.
And then I started running the art club, and then I think that's kind of where I was like, okay, I'm good on sports. Like this is
Yeah.
where I want to be. So,
Yeah. I'm loving that you brought in these different elements, like the sparkles and the circles that we have straight from the Illustrator file, and just using them to kind of add confetti around. Um, it is so cool how you have just casually built this out, and it has so much energy and has so much fun enjoyment to it. Like it's been cool seeing this kind of just manifest as you've
thank
done
you.
some trial and error. Very inspiring. Also, Annika is saying, honestly, the shorter you are, the more agile you become if you practice.
Hmm.
She loves her box jumps. Yes, because Annika, who I've known for a few years but finally met at Adobe Max, um, was about it. She warned me of her shortness. Um, People tell me that I'm normally shorter than they think that I'm going to be. I mean, I'm like 6 foot, but for whatever reason, a lot of
That's
people
not
for Adobe
short.
Live think I'm high. No, shorter than they think I'm going to be for whatever reason.
Oh,
Like, um, for whatever reason, I guess I give taller than 6 foot on webcam, which don't know what that means. Uh, and that's not a brag. I like to be lower and I like to be in the crowd with people. I wish I was
oh
closer
goodness,
to
no.
a little bit shorter. My dad's
I
super
wish I
tall
was
and I can always find
tall.
him if I get lost.
Yeah, I'm like, everyone says that, but being short is not easy.
I know for sure, absolutely. Grass is always greener, right?
Well, I
Um,
think there's benefits to both sides.
yeah, no, absolutely. Two Steps is saying that they also love volleyball and played in high school. Thought they were good enough to try out for the team when they went to college, but they were wrong.
Oh.
Oh, well, at least you tried, and you can always know that you tried rather than always wondering. Um, Jacob is saying tall man energy, which is funny. Jacob gets it, says Annika. So, uh, wow, this is so fun. Okay, great. Um, and so if you ever are like creating postcards or greeting cards, are you normally printing them at home or do you tend to outsource to like a print on demand service or do you like just go to Rite Aid? Um,
I print at home.
mhm.
I'm actually in the works of investing in a new printer because I'm like, I kind of want to step things up a bit, but
Oh yeah.
I'll print at home. And then sometimes I'll take my work to like FedEx and get it professionally printed if I don't really have
Hmm.
time to just like sit there and make sure everything is coming out correctly.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. So I think
One of the
most of the times it just,
scariest Sorry, one of the scariest things was in college, was when I put my homework off too long. I had a class at 4 because I always took night classes, and I'd be sitting in the print center at like 3 o'clock and being like,
oh
just print
no.
right, please, just print right. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'm like,
uh,
I don't know. Sometimes, especially if it's like bigger, like an art show or like an art fair that I'm reading at, I'll go to like somewhere where they can print it for me because I'm like, I don't have the patience or the time or the energy.
so I have a question to follow up on that in just 3 seconds after I say call out this thing. But
Mhm.
Jacob Paris is saying get an Epson E2 2800 and you won't regret it. I'm going to
Okay.
go ahead and I'm also going to throw uh, a link to that in the Adobe Discord. Looks like it's around a little over, maybe it's like 230. I don't know. Maybe that's the one, or maybe he goes over. Clever also likes her Epson ET 8550. So yeah, definitely some printer talk. I have like an HP something, and it's fine. It's good. It's not for like printing good prints,
Yeah.
but
I use a
um,
Canon right now and I'm kind of over it.
oh
Like, I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know. So maybe I will try an Epson next.
yeah. Um, I what I wanted to talk to you about, while we have a little over 10 minutes left, is uh, so you said something about art fairs and stuff. So I'm guessing you've tabled before. Do you tend to
Mhm.
go to these places and table?
Yeah, I just started doing that this year. I did it once back in like 2018 for like Denver Comic Con, which
Hmm.
was my first one and it was huge. So I think maybe that kind of like scared me away for a bit, but this year I wanted to start doing them again and really having that people interaction and just getting to meet other creatives.
Yeah, but speaking of running track and endurance, like those are huge endurance tests. They're very.
Hmm.
I always tell people it's like like a marathon because when you're talking to so many people, one, you have the same conversation over and over again.
Yep.
Two, you have to work on your resting mean face because like when you're sitting there for 4 hours, you're like, I don't hate all these people. I'm just so tired of talking.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
you
the
don't want to
colors
be
help.
remembered as cranky. So you'd always have to like
Yeah.
pep up. Um, Preschool is asking what your Instagram is. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up again if anyone's joining us later in today's stream. We talked a little bit about it earlier in the stream, but Deja Doodles art, beautiful stuff. Lots of really cool different food illustration, Y2K illustration, some nice ways of like how you use Notion in your process, which is I'm going to have to check that out
Mhm.
because I also use Notion for a personal product that I have, but I'm interested to see how you do it. Looks like you do recaps as well. Lots
Mhm.
to explore, um, and a bunch of really cool stuff like even murals and stuff. Um, for the murals, uh, how did that come to be?
Um, I think I don't know. Someone it just randomly was like, "Hey, do you do murals?" And I was like, "No," but I've always wanted to do a mural.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did my first mural and then posted that online, and then the city of Aurora, Colorado, which is where I'm at, reached out and
Stop.
was like, "Hey, do you want to do another mural?" And I was like,
No way.
"Yes." So,
That's incredible.
I haven't done one in a while. They're really labor intensive, so I'm like, I don't know how
Yeah.
people do that full time. Like, big kudos to them, but super fun while you're doing it.
Yeah. And it's also, I'm seeing that you're just like doing pencil to wall. It looks like you're not even like using like a projector or anything like that. You're fully, um, oh, wait, I've been here. I've been here. Not in the last 145 weeks, but
Wait,
in Aurora, I have been to that little food hall. That's really cool.
oh, Stanley Marketplace.
Yeah. That's
Yes,
cool. It's got all the
yes, yes.
different cute shops and stuff.
Hmm.
I was back out there in like 2018, 29, or maybe was it before COVID? I don't know. I have no sense of time. It was a while ago. But that's so cool that you worked on a mural there. That's very neat. Oh, and then you also have
Yeah.
a Redbubble where it looks like you have some print on demand stuff. Oh, some Avatar. My husband would love that. We've got different like ghosties and oh, these are so fun. So make sure you guys check that out. Um, and you can access all of that through the saved stories on Deja's Instagram, which is very cool. DB
So I
Broncos is
think
saying
I
shout out to
went to the back
Aurora.
of the car.
Absolutely. We love
Hmm.
Colorado. Um, I'm out
Big
there
time.
a lot actually. That I tend to go to Boulder a lot. And Boulder's really nice.
Hmm.
Also Fort
Boulder is really
Collins
pretty.
randomly. So
What's in Fort
very college
Collins?
town, but
Uh-huh.
I went to a wedding there, and then also when was the other time I was there for something else? I think my friend was out there. I think he was like stationed out there, so we were in the vicinity of it. And there's some hidden gems there, but I don't know.
Hmm.
It's crazy how populated Colorado is now.
I know it's yeah.
Yeah,
Like, don't get me started on it. It's nice because I'm like people are discovering our state and it's beautiful, but I think the traffic has been like insane now and like
yeah,
so much things have changed. But I'm like, honestly, it is what it is with that. I'm like, I can't get too torn
yeah.
up about it. But yeah,
So
I love
you're
going out to Boulder.
born and raised Colorado?
Born in Atlanta.
Born in Atlanta.
Um,
You're Atlanta girly. Okay.
yes, I'm all over the place. Born in
Yeah,
Atlanta, raised in Colorado, but I did go back and forth. So I'd be in Georgia for like the summers or like breaks or so I'm always like I'm from Colorado, but I always like to say I'm from Georgia technically.
got it. You ever spend any time over in Savannah?
I've never been to Savannah,
I almost
which
went to
is
SCAD. I didn't end up going to SCAD.
oh
I went to
goodness.
Micah, but I almost went to SCAD.
I thought about going to SCAD, but I can't afford to pay $68,000 per semester. So I was
It's
like,
wild, man. It's wild.
so I was like,
Um,
maybe this isn't for me.
so real quick, in the same template that we had, located on the bottom of your screen, there was a place for pages, and you went into a new page where you can then explore the inside of this card. And there
Mhm.
you're just taking some of the elements from the front of the card to then incorporate into the inside. Or I guess not inside, I guess it would just be a flip side, right? Um,
Yes.
for like a postcard. Um, and so you tend to do more vertical designs for both like the writing and the designs for the cards, or do you kind of switch back between horizontal and vertical?
I go between. It just depends on the design or, how I'm feeling. But this one I did vertical and vertical, and then I'll probably go in and do like some kind of horizontal as well,
Yeah,
or however you would want to play around with it. But yeah.
great. Also, Jacob is saying Southern represent, and like, boy, you're in Canada. I don't know if you can say Southern
Oh,
represent anymore. You've been far from the South
close
for far
enough.
too long. Well, Kira is excited that they came here for Adobe and got bonus printer info. Yes, we love to talk about resources. We love to talk about people's experiences with different platforms, programs, services, equipment. All of that is fair game. Of course, I always like to mention that I am not Mr. Adobe. I do not speak on behalf of Adobe endorsements, so they are not Adobe endorsements at all. They are just artists talking to artists about different equipment. But we love to hear what you guys are using and what you guys are experimenting with. Um, Deja, have you played around with like many crickets or anything? Have you done any like the
Oh my
cutting with
gosh.
paper products?
My Cricut is my ride or die.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Cricut. I actually just pulled it off my shelf because I think it might be dying because I've had it for like 6 years now. But
Oh yeah.
I love Cricuts. They're amazing.
They really enable you to do a lot of cool stuff. You can also take a lot of like the vectors, like SVGs or EPS,
Mhm.
and then put them from Illustrator and bring them straight into Cricut, which is nice. Um, and then able to then kind of use that workflow. It just opens up a whole other can of worms of like, oh, now I can make more things. Should I make more things?
Mhm.
Do I have the time to make more things? Uh, it's
Yep.
always a
I've done
constant battle.
I make stickers with my Cricut. I've started making
Oh, cool.
bookmarks, which is really fun.
Oh, yeah, your
And then I
stuff will
want to
look
start
great as
making.
bookmarks.
I was like, oh, I don't know, but I tested it out and I was like, wait, these are really cute. So
Yeah.
the Cricut was super helpful for that. And then I've made car bumper stickers with my Cricut. I put my Instagram handle on my car,
No
and that
way.
was a really good.
Do you
Yeah, I
ever
was
get
like, a
people
lot of
like
people would reach
DMing
out.
you really mean things because they're like, you cut me off?
No, that was something I thought about. Like, is this what I want to do? But I've never gotten like mean DMs like that. So I'm like, okay, we're good.
Okay, for sure. Also, Jacob is giving me a hard time
Mhm.
because he says he was in South Carolina for 22 years. Um, Still, you're in Canada now, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, and also Nick Longo has joined us, celebrity from Office Hours, and saying, "Let's go, Deja." Have you met Nick before?
Hi, Nick. Yes, he's actually my creative apprenticeship mentor.
Oh, no way. I am so
Yes.
sorry. He is so scary. Just kidding. I love
No.
Nick. I love hanging out with Nick every single time I get to go to an Adobe event and he's there. Very sweet guy, super talented.
Mhm.
Um, and also just, uh, envious of his ability to really kind of like juggle and not physically juggle, but like, metaphorically juggle and also do backflips at the same time. So
Mhm. No, yeah.
so we're just at about time. We've only got like 2 or 3 minutes left. But I am so impressed with how much we were able to knock out in just a little under an hour. Um, we started in Illustrator. We worked with some different shapes that were both imported or previously created. Deja was able to show us a really cool way to create a flower using the pucker and bloat tool and being able to then bring that over. And then also just being able to bring in different stuff in Express and then
Mhm.
um, create things. I am interested in one thing real quick, and I don't know if this is going to make your computer freak out or not.
Okay.
But can you hop back over to Express real quick?
Of course.
Can you just
Are we
hit
gonna
the
try to
animate all
animate?
button? I just want to see what happens.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm sorry if this like crashes your computer, but
Let's do
because this is a lot of layers,
let's do this one.
and you're also streaming to me at the
It
same
is.
time, so I don't know if it's gonna hate you for doing this or
Here,
not. But
let's start with the happy. Just we'll
uh-huh.
start it out gentle. Um, I think that would be cute.
Oh, and it's cool how easy that just like pops in.
Yeah, okay, that's cute. That's cute. So I'm gonna group all of these and then
And
Oh,
just like with a
let's
click of
see.
a button, it just does like the
There we go.
keyframes for you to then be able to bring in any sort of animation. Wow.
The animation that was a good call. I feel like this
Yeah.
would really
So
kind
one
of
thing is like
add
I'm
some
waiting
more.
for the paper in real life to be able to just always constantly animate anything. That's awesome.
So cute.
Great.
Yeah,
All right.
I
Well, yeah,
I
that puts
love
it. It's
that.
just about time. I want to say thank you again. I had such a wonderful time with you. And I'm so envious of how talented you are. I think that you really created something really cool, and I'm also just really excited to check out more of your work. Please let us know the more that if you end up tabling, if you end up selling more merch. Feel free to throw that any of that stuff in the Discord, bookmarks and stuff. And we'd love to have you on again soon. But make sure you guys follow Deja on Instagram. Once again, that's Deja Doodle Art. Um, and thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right. And thank you to everyone in the chat who said hello. Make sure you stick around. We've got Alex coming up right after this, and I'll be switching over. So we'll be back in just a minute. So, bye.
Bye.